Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie, and I have a special guest on my channel. She's been here before. It's been a while. Hi, Layla.
Hey, Melanie, how are you doing? Thanks for the invite back. It
Of
has been a
course.
while.
Yeah, it definitely has been. Life got a little bit busy and a little bit chaotic for the two of us, and just trying to get things to align was a little bit challenging.
Yeah, getting the stars to align was definitely some work.
But I think we've worked something out so that we're going to have some fun over the next couple of months, right?
Absolutely. I've been looking forward to this.
So, one of the changes that has happened in the last little while for you is, and it really has impacted many of us that are scrapbookers, is close to my heart, stopped selling supplies. And you were a close to my heart demonstrator or maker, whatever the term
Mhm.
was. And now
Yeah.
you've switched over to Stampin' Up.
Yes, so the owner and founder of Close to My Heart decided it was time for her to close her business. And since she created the business, she wanted to, close it on her terms. And quite a shock. I had been there with them 17 years. So, uh, a little bit of a change, right? And your crafting, world all of a sudden with a big change like that. It took me a little while to get my feet under me, but Stampin' Up, yeah, stepped up and made a big offer to all the Close to My Heart makers and offered us the opportunity to come on board with them and a commitment that they would get more into scrapbooking, which is great for us, in the scrapbooking community, right? We always hate to see more and more of our favorite designers and suppliers and companies, no matter who it is, right, go out of business or not produce scrapbooking supplies anymore. So to have a big company like Stampin' Up step up into that market and start to offer scrapbooking items was really exciting, and I wanted to give it a try. So here we are.
Yeah.
And
And
what's funny to me is that both of us were Stampin' Up demonstrators way a long time ago in our crafting lives, right? We tried it out, quite a few years ago and in kind of similar years and have used some of their supplies already. So kind of
yeah,
fun.
absolutely. And to be honest, I actually have kind of veered away from them slightly. So I'm really excited to kind of revisit them. And I think that's really what we're trying to do with these next series of videos that we're going to be putting out is maybe some of you out there have done the same as me. We're kind of drifted away from Stampin' Up in because there's just so much other stuff out there and that
Mhm.
you kind of put them on the back burner. And so with Layla making this transition, we thought it would be kind of fun to show what Stampin' Up has to offer and give you guys some crafty inspiration, maybe thrown in with a little bit of other things from your stash in my case, because I like to mix and match, and I really want to encourage you all to use what you have in addition to bringing in something new. I am going to put Layla's link in the description below. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, she would love to become friends with you and go from there. What else do I need to tell you? Oh, she also has a Facebook group, which is where we're going to post all the links and inspiration and stuff like that for this kind of, I don't know what we're calling it. It's kind of an event, but it's kind of like spanned over the October and November, right? Or mostly October, I guess, and into November.
Right, right. Yeah, we're just kind of getting our, creative juices going for all the holiday happenings, right? And that's at least the way we feel is we're going to celebrate some of the holiday creating that's coming our way.
Right. So in addition to this video, we're going to put out another 3 videos leading up to our quote unquote event. So we're going to give you some scrapbooking inspiration. We're going to give you some card inspiration, and then we're going to focus on my passion, which is using what you have and use up whatever's left of
That's
whatever's left of our kit. So we are going to go through the kit here in a minute. But the other thing I wanted to note is that we are going to have a couple Zoom hangout crafty sessions. You call it a crop if you want. But basically, we want you to save the dates, November 1st and November 2nd. So November 1st from 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific. So that would be 8 to 11 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a Zoom hangout. I normally host a Zoom hangout on the first Friday of the month anyways. So this will align perfectly. We hope you guys will all come and join us. And then we'll do a second one on Saturday from 4 to 7 p.m. So that'll be 4 to 7 p.m. Pacific, which would be 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern, right? I think that's all the details.
Right, right. I think it's fun because, like you said, it meshes so well with what you've been doing. You've been doing such a great job of really using up, all of your supplies. And I am excited, right? Like we did before, where we took a kit and we just used every piece of it that we could into some fun and creative items. So looking forward to it.
Which is right. It's been a few years since we did that, but
Mhm.
we do have videos, or I do have videos on that. I'll leave links in the description below so you can see what we did previously. So you kind of get a flavor for what we're talking about here. But we do want you to join us for sure and hopefully play along. So we are going to share the kit here with you. We're going to go through what it is that we're going to be using. I call it a kit. Maybe it's a collection, but we've got a few different items to play with. And yeah, I think, Lela, do you want to talk about a little bit about where to find this information if someone were to go looking besides using the links in the description below?
Yeah, so this bundle is the term they use, and that's where you'll find it, is actually called an online exclusive with Stampin' Up. So it wasn't in their mini holiday idea book, but it's online exclusive. So you would go to stampinup.com, and under shop, you could look under online exclusives and you would find the items that we're going to be playing with.
So the paper collection is called Season of Green and Gold.
Yes, yes.
So how would you describe this? I'm going to hold up some of the pieces of paper later, but just generally speaking, if you were to give someone a verbal representation of the kit, what words would you use to describe this kit or this collection?
I actually think the name, right, that they gave it is perfect because it really does describe, if you look at all the papers in this bundle, uh, it's festive and it is a lot of green and gold. It has everything from all sorts of green colors and leaves. It has some gold, of course, sparkle paper, and just really definitely a little more of an outdoor feel, but some papers, especially the paper that I like is the one with the bells, and it has some gold bells on it.
So speaking of gold, it does, some of the paper does have foiling on it. So that it does make it a little bit extra special. So we'll show that here in a minute. Hopefully it'll translate okay on the camera. Sometimes the gold foiling, the lighting gets all messed up with
Right.
it. So it is festive, but I think there's enough other cardstocks in here that you could use it for every day, or like some of the patterns you could use it for every day without necessarily screaming quote unquote Christmas or the festive or holiday season.
I think the paper that I mentioned, that the bells, is probably the most festive, like great word for it, right? But if you turn it over, it's got a beautiful green plaid on the back. So
here are the papers. You get 2 sheets in the paper bundle, right?
right.
So this is the gold foil bells, and then you have the plaid. And which green is this? Is this the olive green or is it one of their other ones?
It is garden green.
Oh, okay. I thought
Yep.
garden green was a little more blue than that, but okay, garden green it is.
Garden green. This one has garden green, mossy meadow, and old olive are the 3 greens that are in this
Okay.
kit or bundle.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so then the next paper, okay, when we're talking foiling, now those of you that follow me along on the channel, I am not overly fond of the massive foiling. So we got to get the massive foiling cardstock out of the way. So there is this particular combination. So this is one side, and then this is the other. So this is very, very heavily foiled, but the other side is completely usable with the green.
Right. I really like the other side of this with that sponge-like look in the green and the darker green.
Yeah,
So,
you could totally use that for just a generic outdoor picture or scrapbook layout, like if you went hiking or something like that. I think that would work really well. Now, I say, I'm not overly fond of foil. I actually do like foiling. I just find a 12 by 12 sheet like this to be quite overwhelming. So some of the ideas that I'm thinking of, I would probably cut it down into strips and maybe use it as a band, or maybe to mat a layer on a card, that kind of thing, to kind of break up, you know, all of that, all of that bling.
yeah, it would be a beautiful background, just like you mentioned.
Okay, so we have a couple other papers that have a lot of foiling, but they're a little less in your face. So one of them is this star pattern here. I guess it's a star pattern. I don't know how, or asterisk pattern.
Asterisk,
yeah. Yeah. And then on the back side of it, it looks like maybe some mistletoe leaves. I'm not sure if that's what that's supposed to be or not, but I think that's what that is.
How fun. I never thought about mistletoe, but yeah, definitely again another piece of the greens. Like you said, that you could do totally an outdoor page with this, or cards with leaves, or any sort of fall type theme, and any of these papers would go well with that.
Okay, so then the next one with foiling, again, it's got a vanilla. I think it's called Very Vanilla. I don't think they've changed the name on that. Yeah. It's got a diamond foiled pattern, which is also really pretty. And then another green that is just kind of generic. I mean, if you really look closely, it looks just like leaves and pine branches. So nothing that screams festive or anything like that, but you can totally make it that way.
Yeah, and I love this. This is more that old olive look, like you mentioned. And of course, that's one of my favorite colors for this time of year. So I really did like that paper as well.
Okay, so the next paper is also got foiling on it, but it's more as an accent for the pattern paper. And it's a bunch of different leaves. Again, I think they're probably mistletoe, but I could be wrong on that, with some pine boughs. And then the back side is a really basic tiny dot with a green dot on the Very Vanilla.
Yeah, definitely. I think all of these papers, what I love about them, Melanie, and I'm still getting used to, Stampin' Up! and their designs, is the difference in the two sides, and how easy it is to, if you don't like the one side, to use the basic, pattern on the back side. So
right. Okay, and then that leaves one more cardstock. This one's my favorite, although I have to admit the Belle one is a close second. But this is the one with the different leaves that come with it within this collection. Again, gold foiled, and then the back side is a tone-on-tone stripe, and everyone knows that I love a stripe. So what I love about these two papers is, to me, these are perfect for fussy cutting. Right. So if you want embellishments, I would probably use these as embellishments instead of using them as base layers. You totally can, but that's how I probably would use them.
And it's funny you say that, because there are 2 or 3 other papers in the Stampin' Up! Idea book right now, and that is their whole goal, is that you could, if you are not a stamper, because they are known for stamps, but if you're not a stamper, that you could totally cut the paper, like you said, fussy cut it, and still have some images to do, to decorate your cards or pages with. So that's exactly what they were going for with the bells.
Okay, so in addition to the cardstock, I mean, you can't talk Stampin' Up! Without talking stamps, right? And so we have a couple of stamps that we're going to be playing with. One of them is called Golden Greenery. Now I have the stamp set and the dies. Do you have to buy both or can you buy them separate?
You can buy them separate. You
Okay.
don't have to. So if you are someone who's not into having dies or die cuts, you can certainly just buy the stamps or just the dies if you don't want the stamps.
Right. So for those of you that aren't familiar with Stampin' Up, they usually come in like a DVD kind of plastic case. I actually take them out and repackage them in envelopes. And I do that primarily because of space. If you know me, you know space is at a premium and every little quarter inch makes a difference. So I do repackage them, but they do come in a case. I don't know, Layla, do you have yours in a case that you can show what it looks like?
I do have them in a case. So mine, my background is blurred, but hopefully you can see that.
Yeah, there you go. So they are photopolymer. So again, if you haven't been keeping up with Stampin' Up, let me see if we got something I can put behind here. They're not just red rubber anymore. So they do photopolymer as well. And these ones are photopolymer.
Yeah. Probably no surprise there either on why those are the ones we chose. I'm a little bit used to those. And I do like to see where I'm stamping, but slowly but surely I'm getting a little more used to the red rubber. But it was nice that these were in the photopolymer, a little bit easier to use.
Yeah. So I do have the dies that go with this. I repackaged them as well. I put them on magnetic sheets just for ease of storage. Now, obviously, these ones here that are hollow will align with the stamp images, but I'm not sure, like, will these solid ones align with the stamp images? I'm not sure if those ones are the same proportions, like these
So
two.
no, the fun thing about the Stampin' Up die sets are they give you both. They give you some dies that align with the stamps and then some other dies to use just to, cut out your paper and to cut out some additional embellishments or other little items to decorate your page or your cards. So those would be more used just for that.
Supplemental.
Supplemental.
Do
There
you
we go.
know?
Good word.
Do you know? No, I'm finding all this out like the rest of you guys are. So hopefully I'm asking all the questions that you're asking. Do you know if the dies align with the paper?
Some of the dies and their papers do align. I did not notice if the dies in this particular set aligned with the paper, but I can certainly look that up and let everyone know, Melanie. But they are a lot of their kits in the mini catalog. The dies align with the paper.
Yeah, that would be good to know because you get more bang for your buck, especially for those of you that don't like to fussy cut. I happen to like it, but but not everybody does. Not everybody does.
So I'm looking at this paper right here, this printed paper right here, and I have one of the dies in my hands. And if you overlay it on this, it cuts it out just about exactly.
Perfect. Yeah.
So these are some that would definitely, I'm noticing, cut out the leaves. So it would be on this paper right here, the little bit bigger leaves on the back of your favorite stripes.
Okay, so that kind of takes care of, obviously, for both cards and scrapbooking, right? That die set's perfect for both. But another stamp set that we're going to be playing with is called Greetings of the Season. I don't know that I would use this all that much with scrapbooking, but there are quite a few here that you could use. It depends on how you like to use captions and stuff like that in your scrapbooking. So again, this is another photopolymer set, right? It has words like wishing you to you and yours, happy holidays, happy, merry, lots of different combinations you can make. So yeah, you could definitely use things like merry and happy and holidays individually, or Christmas as captions, or even to build a title for your layout. I could see me using something like may your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration as maybe almost like a pocket card that you could add to your layout.
Absolutely. I thought these words would be cute, just stamped, like you mentioned, in, small spaces or just as an addition, adding some color somewhere to your embellishment. So, lots of choices here. I always like a good sentiment kit, and I just thought this one was really flexible, especially I like script. So with the script letters, I did.
And I like a combination of both. Like I like the mix and match. So they've got some solid print. I don't know what do you call it, like a print and then the script. So I could totally see me mixing the two. I like that kind of hybrid. The other thing on here, it does have the to and the from leading yourself or leading itself to making tags, which there is a die set, I believe, that coordinates with this as well.
And so what's interesting to me is, and I'm with you, I was not using Stampin' Up, as you can imagine, hardly at all. So this was all a new introduction to me. And they do die sets that maybe don't match exactly, but they feel go with the theme of the stamps, and that's what this one was. This greetings of the season dies are really more like tags and journal boxes and little fun items like that.
Yeah, so definitely the words you could easily stamp on these as opposed to necessarily having the words cut out, with a close border or whatever. You can easily see the sentiment fitting on one of these cards. Obviously, the to and from on the back to make tags. So if you are someone that likes to do gift giving and tags are one of your, you like to add tags to your projects, I like to do that kind of thing after I've done the bulk of my scrapbooking or card making and use the leftover bits to make tags.
Yeah, this set will really help us with your goal of using up the paper, I thought, because that's exactly what I thought. Like, oh, look at all those nice little tags and fun little sentiment spots, to utilize to cut.
Yeah, and these would also make great cluster bases. So for those of you that like to embellish with a group of embellishments together, using something like this can help tie everything together and anchor it on your layout. So this is a very functional set. And you'll notice that in my storage, I paired these separately. So even though they probably were designed to work together, in my organization, I'm going to split them in two because this is multi-seasonal. I can use this at any point in time. I don't want this put in with my Christmas section because I'll forget that I have it. And this will then go in with my Christmas sentiments.
The same thing, Melanie. I thought the exact same thing. I was thinking, wow, these tags are so versatile and you could really use them for anything. And what a nice set. And it's separate. So again, in this, you buy the stamp set, you can buy the dies, you can buy one or the other. So it's nice if you like the dies and all the tags that it offers.
There you go. So our plan is to use these items to, primarily these items. I might throw something else in every now and then, but my goal is to primarily use these items. But to flesh it out a little bit, we did decide to use two other kind of items from the catalog. Now, I would think one of these is seasonal and the other one might be more generic and year-round. And so the seasonal one that I'm thinking of are these. They're cherry cobbler and pearl adhesive backed berries. They specifically call them berries, which I think aligns with the stamp set where it has the little berries here. I think the idea is that you would replace that with some of these.
Yes. One of my very favorite embellishment sets of the season. I think those little red and pearl berries are really cute.
They are pretty sweet. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the top section, they are clustered 3, and then you have a bunch of individuals. So if you wanted to make, let's say, a wreath using the dies, you could, intermix these across or around the entire wreath. You're not confined to, whatever they've determined on the stamp set. So very fun and seasonal, right? I would think those are seasonal. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So they actually rolled those out, and a lot of people must have thought those were very cute because they did, the first wave did sell out, and they have a whole, of course, they brought back another order of it because they do go well with the holiday products that are out.
Yeah. And definitely not transferable. What's the right word? Like you could use them with other Christmas stamp sets that you have in your stash easily.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, and the last thing that we're going to play with now, I'm going to admit, I love this product, but I have not used it a lot in the past. Little bit, little bit. So, it's good to bring it back. And I will say I have quite the collection of Stampin' Up! Ribbon, and it is beautiful and it is gorgeous, and that's what we're using. We are going to be using the Very Vanilla Satin, I think it's satin ribbon. Yeah, 3/4 inch wide.
Yes, one of the things that going back to Stampin' Up, I was very excited about was because they do have a beautiful collection of ribbons, is the ribbon. So I'm glad to be back having that in my crafty supplies.
Yeah, and it's if it's the same as what I remember, I haven't even opened it yet. Their satin ribbon is really, really nice. Really nice. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play with all of this. I haven't been in a creative mood. By the time this airs, hopefully that will have changed. But it's been fun to kind of just look around at inspiration and try to come up with some different ideas. So we are going to, I believe, have some sketch inspiration that we're going to post over on Lela's Facebook group. It might be ones that we end up using. It may be just additional ones. Who knows? You gotta join over there to find out and see what we're up to. But we'd love for you all to play along with us and make some projects using this same set of supplies. And of course, if you join Layla's Facebook group, share your projects over there so we can see what everybody's up to.
Right. Well, and we also thought this season of green and gold, right? What a fun way to kick off the holiday season. And if you have some other green and gold products already in your stash to go along with, Melanie is always encouraging us to use what we have. Please feel free to post that as well, Melanie. I'm totally an equal opportunity. Use your stash, share with us what you're making because all of us can get inspiration from it. So use also feel free to use what you have. I think both you and I said we're definitely going to be using some other things that we have to go with these pretty papers.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I just want to reiterate the dates. November 1st and 2nd are going to be our hangout times. That's a Friday and a Saturday. We'll post more details over on Layla's Facebook group. On my Facebook group, I will post some of the lead up information, but all the inspiration and stuff like that, as far as like copies of sketches, what we're going to be doing on the events, if maybe we do a make and take. I'm not promising anything, but if we do, that information is all going to be over on Layla's Facebook group. So it is important, if you want to play along, to go over there and join.
Yeah, and
So
we hope you do. We hope you get, I think we're both coming off maybe a little bit of a busy season in our day jobs, and we're looking forward to some crafty time. So I'm sure if you've had that experience as well, hopefully this inspires you to come and craft with us to get ready for the holidays.
absolutely. Well, thanks, Layla, so much for hanging out with me. This has been a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do this a little more often. Maybe if our lives get less busy, we can sneak more of this in. But I'm glad we're doing that this year for sure.
Absolutely, me too. That's exactly how I feel, Melanie. I missed you, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be playing. I know last time we had a great time. If you followed along, I think we did like a Valentine's kit together, if you will, a bundle together, and this one's a little bit different, different holiday here, but I'm sure we'll have a good time.
Absolutely. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. We hope that you're as excited as we are about our season of green and gold celebration, and that you're going to join us on November 1st and 2nd, and or whatever works for you. We'd love to have you show up. Be on the lookout for the other videos. Like I said, there's going to be 3 more leading up to the event. Yeah. and I can't wait.
Me neither. See you soon.
Thanks, everyone. And until next time, happy crafting.